Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to be talking about power outages. So after moving to Oklahoma, I asked a coworker why the basketball team here is called the Thunder. And he said, "Oh, you'll see." And I did. It's very aptly named. We get some really cool storms out here. They're really fun to watch. And sometimes they take the power down. Fortunately, this is not usually for a very long time, maybe 8 to 12 hours, maybe a day or two. And then power is restored typically. But we have had an ice storm in the last couple years that took power out in areas of the city for up to 2 weeks, I heard from another coworker. So this sort of thing is pretty bare bones. It's designed to get you through your run-of-the-mill power outage. You could stretch it out depending on your usage further, and obviously something like this could be scaled up however large you want to go. Okay, so let's start with what's in the case. Got 2 flashlights, 2 diffusers, a radio, and some batteries. That's it. Obviously, like I said, very bare bones. And these lights, I'll tell you why I chose these particular ones out of the flashlights I have. But really, I mean, just substitute your own lights in for this. Like, you don't have to get these particular models or any of this particular stuff. Just make this your own. The case, I'm being fancy just because I had this Pelican mini case, obviously unnecessary. You can use a shoebox or a bag, whatever. But yeah, I chose the Lumintop Tool AA as one of the lights here. Just because it's small, takes a widely available battery. You can run these on AAs or 14500s. And this light came with the diffuser, which I really appreciate. And the fact that it tail stands, oh yeah, might as well put a battery here. The fact that it tail stands makes it a nice little, not only a flashlight, but also a little lantern with this diffuser. So obviously you can walk through the house and do what you got to do with the flashlight. And if you need to use the restroom or do something in a room and you just need a little bit of area light, you got a little mini lantern right here. So that's light number 1 and why I chose it. And you'll notice that I did not have the battery in the light sitting in this case, and that's because this tail switch is always illuminated and it will drain the battery over time. So I just start with the batteries out of the light in this little case. But yeah, that's the idea with the Lumintop Tool AA. Let me know if you have a other smaller light option. Some people, they'll say, just unscrew the head of the light a little bit to disconnect that connection. That way you could leave a battery in this light. And then when you need to use it, just screw it on and you're good to go. So yeah, that's light number 1. Uses AAs, 14500s. Light number 2 is the Sofirn SC31 Pro. This uses 18650s, so larger cell, a little bit better runtime. The diffuser I have on this is actually an Olight diffuser. I picked up on the secondhand market. It was eBay. So yeah, if you're interested in something like this, I don't know that they're on Olight's website, but cool diffuser. It's a glow diffuser, just like the Lumintop Tool AA's diffuser. It kind of glows. I did not have a battery in this SC31 Pro either for basically concerns with parasitic drain. I might be overthinking that. Might be better just to leave one in, but that was my thought process anyway. So yeah, cool light. Once again, doubles as a tiny lantern if needed. So that was the thought process with this, the SC31 Pro. Like I said, substitute your own light, your own options. And obviously if you want to use a dedicated lantern, I just got this Sofirn LT1S, and I opened this today, and I didn't want to just jump in and do a video about this before I really knew how to use it and had some experience with it. So that'll come later on when I'm more familiar with this, but initial impressions are really positive with this light. It uses a 21700 cell and got a lot of cool features and modes, so that'll come in a different video. While we're on the topic of lanterns though, I'll bring up the Olight Obulb. Another option, this is the O-Link from Obulb. You can just clip this onto, if you find a way to clip this onto your lamp or anything like that, or just magnetize this to a metal surface. You could use this as a nice area light as well, on top of your fridge, on a dresser, any like metal or steel knobs or light fixtures, anything you can find to stick this magnet to. you have a little portable light bulb basically you can take wherever you want. So another option. Substitute your own favorite lantern option there as well. But yeah, back to the kit. This is the radio. And I'm not sure if this is Ligiani or Liliani, I'm not sure, but about 20 bucks on Amazon. I just got this. I'm pretty happy with it. It just takes 2 AA's that I do not have loaded in here just because this kit I think is just going to sit in the closet until it's needed. And I didn't want the alkaline batteries leaking or something, like if I forgot to use this or check it in a while. But yeah, it's a cool little radio. It's got AM, FM, and weather band, so everything I need it to do. Also has a backlight if you want. So yeah, let's turn it on and hope we don't get copyrighted here right away. There we go. So yeah, you can keep your ear open on the storms. That's important where we are. So that was the thought process behind this radio. Pretty basic, and yeah, volume control and tuning, scanning, everything you really need. For about 20 bucks, I think it was a good buy. One thing to talk about would be power outages in cold weather. That happened recently, and I have, well, at the time she was an infant, and that was a pretty freaky experience because thank God that power outage didn't last very long, but it was kind of like, oh snap, like we got a little baby in the house, and if the power doesn't come on in a while, it's in the middle of winter, like how are we going to keep her warm? Was a thought that came through our heads. So we have a little propane heater, the Mr. Buddy heater. If you're interested in that, let me know. I can do a video on it. It's a cool product made in the USA, and just take that 1 pound propane cylinders, and it's got a safety shutoff if there's low oxygen detected and things like that. But that's an option just to kind of heat the house a little bit. We also have a fireplace. We haven't actually had that checked out in a while though, so I would be reluctant to start that up unless I really needed to. But yeah, for the purposes of this video, since this is kind of a minimal kit, talk about candles a little bit. Kind of got this survival candle here, 120 hour. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but yeah, as you can see, we've actually used this one a little bit in that aforementioned power outage in the winter. I have a few of these, and even though it's one flame, having a few of these in a room can raise the temperature a few degrees. So that's just kind of something that can buy you a little bit of time heat-wise. One thing to note though is fires do breathe oxygen just like we do, so you want to make sure you have a, some way to monitor the air, make sure there's not too much carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, things like that. Make sure you're good. All right, when it comes to entertainment, just get what's entertaining to you. Favorite board games, card games, puzzles, books, whatever you've got during the power outage could be fun, just to kind of distract the mind, pass time. One thing I'll say is if you've got kids, you might want to set aside a game that doesn't really get played unless there's a power outage. That way it's kind of fun and exciting. It's like, hey, we get to do that. The power is out, but at least we get to do that. Another thing is, like, if you got kids that like Legos, maybe you keep an unopened set stored up in the closet with the power outage kit. That way, when the power goes out, they get to open that set and have a little fun. So just a thought, but none of that actually matters because we all know in most power outages, the cellular data is still working just fine, which means you're going to be watching the show, watching YouTube, just like normal. So with that said, I really appreciate you watching. Thanks for taking the time. If you've got other ideas that could benefit the community or help me, things I missed, things to consider, I'd appreciate it if you leave in the comments. God bless you. Have a great day. See you in the next video. All right, we're here at the back patio. This is the illumination we're getting from one Obulb on its high setting. Camera's having a really hard time getting that bulb. But yeah, there's that Obulb. And once again, lighten up a good size area. Enough for a room, definitely. All right, and this is the illumination we're getting from the Lumintop Tool AA 2.0 on its highest setting with diffuser. So really a good amount of light for this size of flashlight. On this setting, you're not going to get incredible runtime out of it, but still good to have the option. And here we've got the Sofirn LT1S on its highest setting in the warm white light. Oh yeah, there's that lantern. The light's really drowning out the my camera here. But yeah, cool thing about this light is if you don't like the tint of the light, you can actually just change it to a white light. So you can take it to high CCT, which is what we're looking at here, or low CCT. I believe the lowest it gets is 2700K, up to about 6500K, which is what we're looking at currently. Cool to have that option. And here we have the Sofirn SC31 Pro on its highest setting with the Olight Warrior Mini / Warrior Mini 2 diffuser. So really putting out quite a lot of light here. Good to have that option. Very bright.